Okay, here's your HMH lesson for today. You're going to need your reading graphic organizer that says summarize number 5, and you're also going to need your HMH book, Government's Leaders. We are on page 76. Before we start reading, let's go ahead and go over some important vocabulary words. Let's start with the word troop. Troop. Here we have a picture of 3 girls together that looks like they're in a troop. Okay, what does troop mean? A troop is a group of people who belong to a club. Okay, so here in the picture, Ellie and Sarah and Cece belong to the girls' troop from our school. Like a Club Scouts, that's a troop. What troop are you in? So it's a group of people that belong to a club. All right, charge. Charge. It looks like the kids are following along with the adult. Charge. When you are in charge, people follow your directions. Okay, who's in charge? Are you in charge? Following directions. Okay. Solve. You guys know what solve means, right? I always told you solve the problem. Solve. When you solve a problem, you find an answer to it. So in math, you find the answer to the problem by solving it. State. This is a map of the United States of America, and these little shapes inside are different states. Different states. A state is an area of land that is part of a country that has its own government. So there's state, country. Okay, the state of Texas is where we live. The country is the United States. We have members. Here we have 2 people shaking hands with an American flag behind them. Members are people who belong to a group. So members of Congress promise to work together. They're members of the Congress. They're part of that group. We have laws. Here it's against the law to cross a red light, right? Laws are rules that people must follow, right? Capital. This is a picture of the Capitol. I bet you guys heard a lot about this yesterday, maybe. Capitol is the city where the government meets to make laws. The Capitol is in Washington, D.C. Here it says council. So it looks like 3 people are working together and talking to each other. A council is a group of people elected to lead. So they're all leaders, and they're working together to lead. And I think that was the last word. Yep. All right. So we are mainly focusing on summarizing. So this story is an informational text. It's nonfiction. It gives us facts about a topic. We're going to look for captions with photos, main topics, details, headings that stand out. All right. So what does that mean? Headings, title. Content area words. Informational texts often use words from science and social studies to tell about a topic. How can I figure out what these words mean? The title. Look at the text features like titles and headings. Look at the pictures. Ask and answer questions. Use context or the words and sentences near the word to help you understand, right? All right, content area words. Let's keep going. What is government? Let's build a background. What is government?
A government is made up of people who have special jobs. They work together to run a city, a state, or a country. This is done in 3 ways. One part of the government makes laws. Laws are like rules. They protect people and keep them safe. The second part of the government makes sure that people follow the laws. The third part of the government makes decisions about what the laws mean. Together, the people in our government work as a team. Their job is to do what is best for everyone in the country.
So their job is to do what is best for everyone in the country. All right.
Who are Government's Leaders? By Jennifer Boothroyd. Who is a leader? A leader is a person who is in charge of a group of people. Leaders try to help their groups and solve problems. Leaders try to work together and are good listeners too. Some leaders work in government. Government leaders help make rules. They make rules for our country, our state, and our city. This leader helps guide the scouts in his troop. Government leaders write rules for us to follow, our country's leaders. Our country's leaders work in Washington, D.C. The president leads our country, and members of Congress make laws for our country. The president and Congress work together. Capitol Building in Washington, D.C. State leaders. State leaders work in the state's capital city. People in each state choose a governor. The governor leads the state. The governor works with legislators who make laws for their state.
So what is the title here? What is the title of this? State leaders. Very good. What is the title on this page? City leaders. That star next to it, and that's the heading. So we know that here, this page is going to be about state leaders. This page is going to be about city leaders. Very good. Most governors are chosen every 4 years. Who's the governor of Texas? No. Greg Abbott. All right. Okay. He's the governor. Yes, sir. All right, let's see. City leaders. Let's keep going.
Most governors are chosen every 4 years. City leaders. A mayor is the leader of a city's government. The mayor works with the city council. Citizens choose council members.
All right. So who chooses these council members? Citizens. We do. We're citizens. We choose. We vote. We choose.
Good leaders make our country a better place to live.
Do you agree? All right. What did you learn about the government leaders from reading this text? Why is being a good... Okay, so let's go back and do that. I'm sorry. I was really into the reading. So let's look at this page over here where it has a picture of the Capitol building. I know from the title that this text is about government leaders. After I read each section of this text, I can stop and think about the most important ideas the words and pictures tell me. I can say those ideas in my own words. When I'm finished reading, I can put all these important ideas together and summarize everything I've learned. In this section, I think the most important idea is that some leaders help run our country. The president leads our country. Members of Congress make laws for our country. Do you agree? Why do you think the author included a picture of the Capitol building? What happens in the Capitol building?
Oh, they make rules.
Very good. It's where Congress works and makes laws. They make the rules. Very good. All right. Let's go back to the summary page. So one of the most important things we just read is the Capitol building is where Congress works and makes laws, right? That's an important idea. We're going to write that down in this first box. I'm going to type it here for you. Sorry. The Capitol building is where Congress works and makes laws. All right, go ahead and write that down in the first box.
Yay!
You can pause the video now. All right, that's one important thing. Now, if we go to the next page right here, it talks about state leaders. So what's the most important thing we learned about state leaders? We learned that a state leader is a governor who makes laws for their state, right? They work with legislators to make laws for their state. Go ahead and write this down in the second box under the summarized paper. You can pause the video now. Okay, so we talked about how a state leader is a governor who makes laws for their state. Now let's talk about the next page, city leaders. Sorry. How do I unfreeze those? There we go. All right, city leaders. A mayor is the city leader, right? This page is mostly about a mayor and a council are in charge of the city. They work together to make cities laws. That's the next thing you're going to write. You're going to write what the city leaders page was about. It was about a mayor and a council are in charge of the city. They work together to make laws. Go ahead and write that down. You can pause the video now. Okay, so to summarize the story, on the side here, you went ahead and you wrote the most important ideas. Now let's summarize what the story is about. Did you guys fill out 4 or 3? 3. Okay, don't worry about the 4th box. We don't have to worry about that. But now let's write up what is the story about? What are the most important ideas? It's about leaders and how they work together to make laws for a certain place. Citizens choose the leaders of the places where they live, right? That's what the story is mostly about. You guys need to write this part down here. Write that part down here. Okay? You can pause the video now. Okay, once you're done writing all this down, what you guys are going to do next is you are going to work on page 144. We're also discussing more homophones. And then when you're done with that, you're going to answer the questions on page 146. It says content area words. It's asking you questions about the story. You're probably going to need the book to help you answer these questions. Okay, so you're just going to do 2 pages today. It's no big deal. If you have any questions, let me know. Tomorrow we'll take the quiz on the story and we'll also take the test. But this is all you're going to do today. All right, I'll see you later.